Greetings and salutations. I'm going to fire up DShieldManager. I'm going to choose the honeypot log, and I'm going to go with the default of the 15th of January, and it's going to suck all of these JSON files into an SQL-Lite database that we can look at. In here, we can take a look and see I've got 82,000 some odd records. Go to Execute SQL, where I have several stored queries. This gives us the top 5 IPs by sensor. The bottom 3, the 3 least seen IPs. Same thing for URLs, the top 5. And I like to take a look at the bottom 3 URLs because there's a little bit less activity, but they might be a little juicier. Let's take a look at actuator/gateway/services. I can copy that URL and go over to my search by URL form in SQL and find out how many of those. Well, there's 13. And look at that. They all come from the same IP address. Let me grab that IP address. Now we'll go out and use my scrawl, is what I call it. It's going to gather information from IP info, criminal IP, virus total, and showdown for that particular IP address. Oh yeah, that's a nasty one. So how often has that IP address communicated with us on the 15th of January? Here, it looks like my query got hung because I don't see any of the informational bits at the bottom, so I'm going to tell it to stop. Execute the query again. Boom. Okay, 32 rows. And again, they're all from the same place. He or she is asking for either the root, or they're looking for actuator gateway routes, which happens to be Spring Cloud Gateway. And I've got a great deal of information already amassed on this particular item. So as you can see, very quickly, just a few clicks, a few lookups, boom, I'm looking at something pretty nasty. Moving right along, I'm going to launch DShield again and show you some of the rudimentary graph file size stuff I've got going on here. If I want to look for big files, this will show me right away, oh look, that's a juicy 4 gig file. That's a 4.4 gig file. They live in the folders listed up above, so they're easy to find. What else can I do here? Well, let's take a look at the downloads by sensor, what sizes they are. It's going to give you the top 5, and you'll see for the most part, we're getting a lot of repetition at 10 megabytes. So that file's probably been here a few times. When I see something that deviates like 4.5 or 8.6, that might be worth taking a look at. That 4.26 is probably very interesting. When it's the same thing over and over, 10 meg, 10 meg, it still needs to be looked at, but the deviations from all that repetition will catch my eye quicker than anything. All right, we've been through all of the sensors for that. Let's take a look at also the TTY files, the sizes of those. Notice a lot of these are 0.14 megabytes every time. What does that tell me? That tells me a human being probably wasn't at the keyboard typing. This looks like drive-by scripting, and it's extremely repetitive. Now, that's a presumption. Of course, you need to dig into the data to verify such a presumption. But this gives you the ability to look at this kind of thing very, very quickly and make some judgments. This is the bonus round. I'm working on examining the time to live for a particular PCAP file and plotting them on a bell curve. Pretty cool stuff. I enjoyed myself quite a bit making this video to show off the features and functions in DShieldManager as I've been working on it. If you'd like to see more of this, click like and subscribe, and as always, packets or it didn't happen.